releases one upfield. It's Waddle once again. He's in a big game. It's a touchdown.
Tua is 100th career touchdown.
This is the Big Spitful Postgame Show.
What's up, guys? All right, Dolphin fans, welcome to another post-game show on the Finn's Faithful Podcast. This one, I've seen a lot, but this one's right up there. I don't even know where to start. I was contemplating wearing a paper bag, hoping to start the show.
I could not find one. I swear, I could not find one.
That right there was flat out embarrassing. Penalties everywhere, no discipline, no accountability, the tackling non-existent, the effort flat out awful. And let's talk about Tua. He looks broken, man. Broken. Mentally and physically. Another 3-interception game. No juice on offense. No fire from this team. It's like all the confidence and rhythm they once had just disappeared. It's gone. The arm isn't there anymore. It's just not. He's not the same guy. And the mentality? Soft. Completely soft. They look lost, lifeless, uninspired. From the opening kickoff to the last final whistle, man, that just happened. I don't know about you guys, Jason and Sammy. I've watched a lot of Dolphin footballs over the years, but this wasn't just a bad game, man. This was a total embarrassment. Nothing, and I mean nothing, should be off the table after this one. Somebody has to answer for what we just saw. Because if Mike McDaniel isn't held accountable after this, and then I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. If Mr. Ross doesn't act, it tells me you guys are right. He doesn't care about winning or the future of this franchise. So I don't blame you if you don't show up, you don't buy the merchandise. McDaniel looks completely over his head. Completely right now. And Dolphin fans, we want to hear from you today. How are you feeling after this mess? Because I mean it. We're all in this together and we deserve better. Starting off, when we have obviously my man Jason Sarney and Finn Sammy. You never know who's going to pop up. We'll have guests come in and out of here. Fellas, I said my piece here. This is going to be an interesting post-game show because we got a lot of things to talk about. I'll start with you, Jason.
Yeah, this is up there in one of the most embarrassing losses in the Dolphins franchise. You go in and you lay an absolute egg to not score a touchdown. I mean, to lose this way, I don't know what else to say other than something has to go down. And Ross, with this not doing anything approach, it's egregious to the customers to at least show that he is willing to make a change. I don't know what that might be. You could point blame in a number of different locations. But this is, people thought rock bottom was last week. And, I hate to say this. I said it was coming up. It might not be there yet. It might get worse. I mean, I don't think, the rocks are in sight. To lose this way to an inept franchise like the Browns, they had not scored 18 points all season. I get the refs contributed a lot in the first half, but this is sickening. This was absolutely sickening. And Tua has thrown his 6th 3-interception game. I think in the last 5 seasons, that's the most in the NFL. And earlier in the year, when a reporter brought up that these turnovers are coming up in bunches, he pushes back. And this is an egregiously bad organization and team right now.
You mentioned, and we'll get to you, Sam. You mentioned this team was dead last in points per game, 13.7. They gave up, and the defense is really good against the run. This team would give up every time a team would be in the 20 in the red zone. They would let them score 80% of the time. We could not get a touchdown against them. This is embarrassing. And another thing's happening? Yeah, the penalties and over 100 yards of penalties and all that good stuff. Teams are now smelling it. They're blitzing. There's no more time to kill. There's no more gravity. They're coming after Tua. Sammy.
Before halftime, I basically made a post about that. One of the things should happen, or either they find a way to bench Tua for the second half, or Miami Dolphins should be fired tomorrow. It was they waited too long to bench Tua. I've defended Tua so many times, but even that bubble interception, that throw was way too high. That's on him. He looks lost. He's frustrated, but he needs to take real accountability. Not the accountability to last week for saying it was on me. I made a mistake about. No, it's on him. Right now, it's on him. I understand that there are missing parts. Receivers keep falling like flies. Now we lost Water. Probably, who knows? But because that he's not a young guy, he might not come back for a couple of weeks if ever. Because simple injuries like that to a player of his age, and with a 1-year deal, sometimes players just don't want to risk it. But it's really frustrating. Mike McDaniel looks lost. I refuse to believe that this team will actually quit for Mike McDaniel. I'm not sure they quit, but they were not well coached. They were not prepared. They were not ready. The game plan sucks. So I'm not going to come here and say tomorrow is going to be huge changes, because history tells us with Stephen Ross and this team, I'm not expecting to get anyone to get fired tomorrow. I see someone should get fired. Hopefully, there should be changes made by tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to happen. And it should start with the quarterback. Tua has to look at himself in the mirror, because this loss mostly was on him, if you ask me.
No, it was all over the place. Yeah, I mean, I still can't get around the fact that they only scored 6 points, 2 field goals. And they missed. They got lucky, right? They missed the field goal, the penalties.
Yeah.
And you just look at Coach McDaniel out there. I don't know what these reports that are coming out about. They believe in him, likes him. I don't give a crap. If you watch him, you almost got to put himself out of his own misery. He looks like he just doesn't want to be there. He looks like he has no answers. You guys saw the team. And I got news for you. I told you guys I've heard this team doesn't like each other. See it on the field. They're not picking. They have no chemistry. I'm not saying they totally hate each other, but they do not like each other. They're not a team that's walking step by step. Everybody needs to be held accountable. Nothing's off the table. And, we saw Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is not the answer. He's a young quarterback. If you develop him as a backup, that's great. But changes need to be made. I said if we're not doing a show tomorrow with Mike McDaniel be fired, don't spend your money on this team, because Ross is going to be crap. Come on. What you think, what I think, the fans may think, or what the future of this winning. The F1's nice. Let's focus on what matters to us, the people. Spend money, cover this team, go to the games. We're fans just like everybody else. We just happen to have a mic in front of us and talk about it. We're fortunate, right? But they're not getting any more of my money. For right now, no more merchandise. Show me that you care. Jason, do you think anything happens this week? Or I know the reports are out there, but is this to a point where, man, somebody's got to pay, right? And I don't think Weaver is enough if that's what happened. I think it needs to be on the head coach.
Thinking and wanting are two entirely different things right now. Do I want something to happen? Yes. Do I think something's going to happen? The only acceptable percentage that I can give you right now, George, is 50-50, flip a coin. I do not know. It's either a yes or a no. Draw it down the middle. I don't know. What Ross has been protective of McDaniel because of an affinity to him, or whatever the reason that Greer is Teflon, and we all know speculatively why Greer is not going anywhere. Something has to happen, whether it's a staff member, a GM, a head coach, a permanent benching, and giving the reins over to another coach. If this is a status quo situation where everything is going to stay the same, this is an absolute failure in a business sense on Stephen Ross. And this is a man who, on a football side of things, has not made good decisions, but from a financial business standpoint, happens to be quite decent in turning a profit. These are now two different things, and he has to show for customers, forget fans, for customers.
Yes.
Season 10. I mean, this is like serious. I'm being really serious right now. It's like you have an organization has a fan base that in the last 25 years has gotten no return of investment, no ROI whatsoever, and you still have people buying merchandise, you still have people traveling with this team. There are diehard fans who sat in this weather, flew from, I don't care if I'm naming 3 people, Bob Sampson and the Barkers. I don't care if they're the only 3 people. For people like them, it's unfair. For fans of the year who, despite anything going on in their personal life and lives, are still giving every bit of effort for the benefit of this team. For podcasters, for fans, for everyone involved, it's not fair. And if they're not doing anything remotely to change the status quo, and I tweeted this, it is a slap in the face, pew, pew, saying, shut up, we don't care about you. We're just going to continue to do business as we see fit. And it has gotten us nowhere. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. And something has to change in the next 24 hours. And if it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you at this point. I really, truly don't.
Yeah, I want to shout out. We got about 170 people already on all platforms. Make sure you guys, if you're coming on YouTube, throw that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, help support us, get in the chat. Everybody's like Cloud Prince, 2 of their 3 interception games, Hypersonic, no way. We're not beating Falcons. Shout out to Frankie Fresco. Great to meet Frankie. Was the last weekend, Sammy? I don't even remember.
Yes, it's been a while, but it was also last weekend.
Finn's TV's in the house and in the house, literally. Lo-Fi, DSG. Frankie says trade Waddle. He's too soft. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I want to hear your opinions, and we got a few more guests coming in. But Sammy, what do you think about what Jason just said? Like, you have been on record saying it's not going to happen. They're not going to fire him right now. What do you think it is, though? Like, because I can't make sense of the one reason unless he has like photos of somebody doing something in Mr. Ross's family. I can't give you an answer, right? And I'm not talking about just today. You know, this wasn't the Chargers' effort. At least was an effort. This was up there. I mean, you lost to a Browns team with a rookie quarterback that was better than the worst version of Tua. He looked like the worst version of Tua, and he was better than this version of Tua, Sammy. What do we do?
It reminded me of that. Before the game, I had flashbacks of that Tennessee game where Flores basically threw out Tua in the rain and stuff because I don't know what to tell you. It's frustrating, as Jason said. Changes should be made. I'm on the record saying I don't think they're gonna make any changes. They're gonna keep writing the same thing, believing that whatever either is gonna work, or they're all in cahoots space and say this season is gonna to a garbage can. Let's trade everybody. Let's continue to solve rebuild. Everybody comes back next season, and we'll see. I have no idea what they're doing, and that's even worse because sometimes at least you have a hint of where they're going with this. I have no idea, George, Jason. I have no idea where this team is going right now. My Danny looks lost. Tua regret. Someone said during the game I saw a post that Tua regressed. Tua is not regressing. Tua is back to square one, to factory reset. He needs to go back to factory reset because it's so far behind. Even at his worst of times during the Flores era, Tua was not like this. So yes, it's really frustrating. I understand. I would have thought that the loss of Tyreek Hill, it wasn't a positive, but at least gave Tua, one less voice in the huddle, so he could make the best out of it, having some command in the huddle. But nothing good has come out of the Dolphins losing Tyreek Hill. So it's just a mess, George.
Yeah, let's read some of the stats in this game because they're baffling. I mean, baffling. Tua Tagovailoa, 12 for 23, 100 yards, 3 interceptions. Devon Achane, they actually ran the ball well. 13 for 82. I mentioned this is the guy I thought would have a good game. They struggle versus speed and space. They gave it to him 13 times for 82 yards, but nothing in the passing game. Your number one receiver, 1 reception for 15 yards against man coverage. Team stats, total yards. We actually beat the Browns in total yards. We had 219. They had 206. Passing yards, I mean, the Browns didn't put up much offensively. They were more the turnovers. They were more opportunistic. They had 102 passing yards to our 120. Rushing yards are about even, 104 to 99. Yards per play about even. But, here's where we get third down efficiency, 1 for 13. Sacks allowed 4. Penalties, here's where it is. And we talked about hidden yardage against a bad team. 11 penalties for 103 yards and 3 interceptions thrown. Everything else is about the same. My friends, I told you this on the last show. We say we need to do this and we still lose. We say we need to do this and we still lose. This is a bad team. But this going forward from this moment on, there's no gimme wins. There's no anybody on the schedule that you can say, oh, this is an easy week for the Dolphins. No, they are one of those teams. This is a bad team. Jason, 11 penalties. It's some more Zach Sealer stupid penalties. And I got to say,
there were 2 or 3 penalties that were bad.
The refs in this game.
The refs were bad.
Go ahead, Jason.
I mean, look, Sealer initially, I think it was called for a roughing the passer, where I think the hands were also on a face mask. So, did he rough the passer? Maybe not. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but there could have been, another penalty that you could have gotten away with hands to the face, whatever. But still, I'm going to defer to Frank right now. I'd like to hear what he says.
We want to thank Frank. He's always on our post game. This is his segment. Frank, let these fans, let Stephen Roth have it. This is freaking embarrassing, Frank.
That was as bad. That was about as bad as it gets. I mean, there was, and you look over. You put the camera on, fumbling with his papers and just the play sheets. Am I breaking up that badly?
All right, you're better now. You're better. Go ahead.
You're better.
I'm on the road.
It's all right.
I'm in my car.
Yeah, I feel your pain. Go ahead.
I'm in my car, so you know how spotty that can be sometimes.
Yeah, we hear you fine.
So anyway, it's embarrassing. The team was they would do it. I mean, today was just terrible. It's a mess. Somebody has to be fired Monday. And the fact that where's accountability? Where's that? This is. You can hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up pretty bad, Frank. I know you're in your car, but yeah, we agree.
It's gonna take me about 15 minutes to get home. I'll try to go.
All right, that sounds good. We'll do that. All sounds good. All right, we'll let Frank get home.
I agree 100% with what he said.
Shout out to Frankie with the dono, $4.99. My Gator-inspired neighbor.
I want Frank. I want to hear every word that he says. But George, that was the best coaching decision made of Sunday. Was let's bring him back when he's out of the car. Again, I really want Frank. I want to hear every word and syllable that Frank says. And,
so I didn't make that a Mike McDaniel decision. Like, he went for it from his own 20. Couldn't get the play off. Used the timeout. Lucky they got it.
And I'll give you one thing. And I know this is a tiny little thing, but that timeout that he called on the bad spot for Gordon, I think he would have won the challenge.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
Yes. Even if the refs moved the ball up a half an inch, so he would have won the challenge, and the chain gang came out, and he still didn't get the first down, he would have won that challenge. But what he does instead is elect to call a timeout.
Timeout is
now,
insane.
Let's think about that. If you throw the flag, it's essentially a timeout.
Yes.
Because you have the time to discuss.
Even if you lose,
you get the timeout. So, I didn't go to Yale. I went to SUNY Buffalo. I was a communication major at the State University of New York at Buffalo. And I know that.
I agree 100% with that.
Shout out to Frankie with the donut. I want to read Frankie's my Gator-inspired neighbor.
Super chat.
Yeah, super chat, whatever you call it. We appreciate it. Why can't the Dolphins fire McDaniel? Will Tua blame himself for call out his teammates again? Mike shades look amazing. Sammy, you had something similar to that.
I agree on both accounts. On both accounts, because I thought the only positive of the game was my Madonna sunglasses. At least they look good for sure.
Yeah, preach, just preach, Jason. Beach Wave.
And as soon
an appreciation to Beach Wave 78. He's in it every show.
Every time.
We appreciate you, sir. Or man.
And as soon as Napier got fired, I made sure to tag Frankie and Steve had it, because they were waiting for that day for a couple of weeks. So I made sure that to tag him on that post. So congratulations to him to making the right decision. As Jason said, when the coach needs to go, it needs to go. So good for them.
Anybody have anything else? I'm curious to see what Tua has to say after this game. I'm trying to look and see if anything came up yet. But
I know, Jason. Or you want me to go?
Well,
go.
I'll say this: Kim Camper on CBS 4. We got Kim on the show. He's great. He's passionate. Him and Joe Rose and those guys. He said it's maybe the worst game I've ever seen by a quarterback in the NFL. Ball slipping out of his hands, couldn't handle the ball, interceptions. I never thought I'd see a game like this. And I will say, don't give me the weather excuse. It was for both teams, and it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Go ahead, Sammy.
Yeah, Tua can get mad all he wants about the turnovers or the interception in bunches stuff, but you know they were coming. That when he's forced to play from behind, something like that happens. And the legend is here.
Where's your hat, Randy? Where's your hat, Adrian?
No, it's over here somewhere. I had to come home and take off all my Dolphin shit.
Hey,
I had to come take it all off.
More importantly, the debut of Adrian on the Fifth podcast.
And I love how you're the rainy day pod, because literally and figuratively, this has been a rainy day in precipitation, in cloudiness of our organization. Oh my God. It's really great to see you, because you're not shocked about this at all.
Oh, definitely not. Oh, how was that game? I think I laughed and probably cried a little bit because I was laughing so hard at the fact that this team is just terrible. And I expected them to lose, but not like that, man. That was pretty bad. And I agree with Sammy. I don't really think nothing's gonna change. I think it's gonna be, we still riding this thing out. I don't want to hear any fucking excuses for Tua. I'm tired of that shit. People need to shut up about it. We don't need to hear any more excuses for Anthony Weaver about what players he got and all that. We just played a 1-5 Brown team. Identical record. They have a rookie quarterback that's on his third game. And like we always do, make them look like straight up superstars out there. Ridiculous, but like you said, I expected this, and let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, guys. Next week, let's get blown out by 30. Come on, man. Let's go. Something. So it's got to get all the way bad, like all the way down to the bottom, to the nitty gritty, before anything really changes. So that's why I say you keep them, ride it out, and let's just get some really destructive losses so we can actually clean this thing out and actually really start building a real team, because this ain't it.
So you agree? Nothing. You're with Sammy's boat. Nothing's gonna happen, right? Nothing. What? Why?
I've been saying that.
Yeah. Not what you
I just think.
Yeah. What you think?
Yeah, I just think Stephen Ross. Yeah. I mean, all the reports we've been hearing. Oh, unless something. Man, come on, man. The week 1 loss was probably should have been his nail in the coffin. Players only meeting after week 1. That should have been it. But you see, we just continually get worse and worse. That Chargers game probably should have been it. The Jets game probably should have been it, because we barely beat them. If we didn't beat them, man, we'd be looking number 1 pick. I'd be really happy right now. But now we got to compete with the Jets for the number 1 pick. What are we doing? Come on, man. Let's go. Let's just finish this off in the worst way possible, man.
We got another guest coming on. He's gonna give us about 20 minutes here. Ben Stanza, what's up?
Hi, Sammy.
Oh no!
He's so happy.
I just got a note handed asking if you finally bought that Jason Sanders jersey. You also?
Yeah, I still have the one in crayon. But I told you, when they fire. By the way, I did say on the show last week, when they fire McDaniel, I will that day purchase my H-Chan jersey. That day, and I will put it out on Twitter with the official receipt.
I don't know. They don't say Sanders jersey. I don't know what you're talking about. Say Sanders jersey.
I heard you were going
Sanders
streaking. I heard you were going streaking if they fire him.
Oh, I'm going streaking. That was you. Yes, I'll go streaking. Yes, I will go streaking. Oh boy, how are you guys?
Good. So I'm sure you just like everybody else here. What's your opinion here, Evan? I mean,
to be honest,
look, we knew they were bad, but this is different. This is
this is a different level.
This is like you should have lost. If you were lost 16-13,
yeah,
okay, this is a team. But to go 31-6, and I know you mentioned it, Adrian. There's been reports out there, but I'm not buying those reports. There was reports this guy wasn't going to get fired. Callahan was fired the next day. This kind of loss leaves a different taste in the fan base's mouth. It has to force Ross's hand. Sammy and Adrian don't think it will, but this stench that it carries a loss like this, Evan, this has to force his hand, right? I mean,
100%. So, ironically, on Tuesday, because I know Jason's a big Montreal Expos fan, there's a documentary coming out, Who Killed the Montreal Expos? Well, we now know who killed the Miami Dolphins, and we know it's Ross, Greer, and McDaniel. They put us at a level I've never had in my life. I'm 43 years old. I've never seen this team. I've been a fan since I was like 4 or 5 years old. I went to my first football Dolphins game, and I've never seen this team at this level, at this low. And the thing is, the level of the support of the fan base has never been higher, but the team has never been lower. I was not available for the first part of the game, and then when I came out, someone would go, "Do you know your team's losing 17-3?" And I go, "That can't be that. They can't be losing that bad." I thought it'd be a 17-13 game, but then I started seeing the stat lines as I was looking at it quickly, and I go, "Well, Tua's rearing his ugly head. Achan's having a good game. Ollie Gordon's not getting the ball. Jenkins is killing us. I knew there would be a big run." But what bothered me the most is I turned on the TV, and the first thing I saw that really bothered me wasn't Tua misbehavior. It was pouring rain. He's looking through his papers, and he's wearing sunglasses. Is it a fashion show, or is he head coaching? He looked really lost on the sideline. He was trying to figure out.
Those are prescriptions, bro. They're prescriptions.
It's called regular glasses, right? It's not sunny out. He has regular glasses. It's not sunny out. Unless those things give him X-ray vision, which they don't seem to do.
Maybe they're the Meta glasses. Hey, Meta, what play should I call right now?
Exactly. It could be. You never know. Honestly, what I saw today is a team that has no faith. We talked on our pregame show on FTSN that does Tua lose the locker room? I go, yes, he's lost it. McDaniel, I think, never had the locker room to begin with the way the veterans were. This is what we've all been saying has to be the breaking point. Because the other games outside the New England game, the outside of the first game against the Colts, they were in the games and they had chances to win, and Tua just blew it. And the defense just crapped the bed. Today was from beginning to end. This was as bad as the Colts, if not worse. And it can't be from a lack of preparedness. It can't be because Tyreek Hill's not there. It can't be. They sat a lot of players. There's a reason why they played Ewers over Wilson. There's something. The culture of this team, when they said they want to change the culture is worse because there is no leadership. Your leadership comes from Tua, who always throws other people under the bus every chance he gets. I don't know what he's saying in his post game right now. McDaniel gets offended by the trades, but no one takes this team seriously. And it's because our head coach and our quarterback go to the podium and they fumble as much as they do at the podium as they do on the field. Ross has to do something, because if he doesn't do something now, he's literally going. This is the lucky for them. They're not coming home, because for them coming home, this would be. I think the stadium would be as empty as can be. I think you see tickets going for $5. Last week they were going for $15.
They go down back off that, Vincenzo. You're absolutely right, and I know that we all think that we're at rock bottom now. Now, to quote a favorite movie back in my high school days, but wait. There's more.
There's more.
And that might have been my college days. I'm not so sure. But in a couple of weeks, the Buffalo Bills will be coming to town, right? It will be 85% Bills fans, and they will get it on an absolute discount. And they will take over the elbow room as they do. It's a Bills bar. They will flood the streets of I don't care if it's, Miami Gardens, South Beach, Palm Beach, Las Olas. I don't care where you want to say it is. That's going to be a sight to see. The red, white, and blue all throughout Hard Rock, and they are going to lay a whooping on what we're going to be. We're going to be a 1-8 team. Because you think that they're going to beat Bijan Robinson and the Falcons? Okay. I don't care what the problem is in Baltimore right now. Ain't happening. And that Buffalo Bills game, right now, Bills fans are getting discounted tickets, planning a long weekend, planning a little getaway, because they're about to have their winter, and that's not fun. So they're going to come on down to South Florida, and they're going to have a time. And that's going to be a tough pill to swallow.
Sammy, I said this to you earlier. Maybe now I'm right. Didn't I say that next week they're going to go into Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and Bijan, who I have in my fantasy, he'll drop 300 on this team, on this defense. Like, Bijan Robinson might break the rushing record of a single game the way this defense is playing.
Great offensive line too. They have.
Yeah, and by the way, Quinn Ewers today was another example that he waited too long to bring him in. Number one, but he did not look prepared. If you've seen the time of Skylar Thompson coming into a game, if you see times where Teddy Bridgewater came into a game, Mike White came into a game, Tua's, I said this on our pregame show, he's so addicted to Tua. I think after the third interception, he had no more choice. On the second interception, he threw him off the field. Like, I could even see McDaniel even got this. But at the same time, there's a lack of preparation. These quarterbacks aren't ready. And that's why at the beginning of the season, I needed Tua gone or I needed McDaniel gone, because being together as like sleepover buddies, like I like to say, they're too connected. They're like, it's literally, it's a very dangerous relationship for the fan base and for us. My number one problem with this is, and I said this briefly, and then I'm going to go in 10 minutes. I'll let you guys talk. I'm going to be on the post-game show later. The problem I have with Ross now, and I think this was a great thing I said to Bobby, is he's in real estate. When he goes around New York, and he designed Hudson Yards, he didn't keep part of the building and built on top of it. He tore it down to the studs, redid the foundation, and started building up. Since he's bought this team, he's done half measures and tried to renovate and put Band-Aids on a leaky roof and on a building with poor foundation.
That's how slumlords operate.
It's a slumlords operation. Like, he literally just wants to collect the rent, which is F1, Dolphin season tickets, and the Miami Open, but he doesn't want to start from scratch. He's literally doing the opposite of what he does in his real estate with the Dolphins. The Dolphins, he's literally trying to
Evan, I think he's running to the wall here, though. Now, I think now he's running this game. You have ran your head straight into the wall.
Yeah.
You cannot look anywhere else. No, you don't lose 31-6 to a team that averages 7 points a game on offense and gives up touchdowns in the red zone at an 80% clip, and you come away with 2 field goals and you give up 31 points. And a lot of the time, you lose the turnover battle. You have 100 yards of penalties, and it's not your young players. Your best players are playing like crap. And guess what? Darren Waller, there's the injury. There it is. You know, did Fitzpatrick come back in? I don't even remember. But I want to ask you guys, go around the horn here. To it now. I mean, it's now. Do we consider here now? When I said nothing's off the table, do you consider? Hey, we're 1-6. Is that where we are? I don't even remember.
1-6.
Yeah.
1-6. He doesn't look the same. We can blame it on some injuries. Say he needs rest. The hip's not right. Do we now do what we should have done when we should have put Rosen in? And back then. Do you guys think it's time to consider putting the young kid in at quarterback? Not see what we're going to be picking high in the draft. It looks like, just to see what he's got. I'll go with you, Sam, because you're shaking your head with that beautiful hat you got on.
Okay. Thank you very much. If the Dolphins do that, you're going to have the entire media of the United States clamoring for an investigation on the Dolphins tanking. And the league is going to come after. It's going to happen. Who cares? This league always they're going to find something. They always do. When they go after the Dolphins, they always find something. So we can say, it doesn't matter. Believe me, they will find something. They will find something
Sammy,
wrong.
he just
and we
he just had back-to-back games with 3 interceptions each.
I
Oh, give me that
get
stat. By the way, just give me that stat. Tua has the most 2+ interception games and since 2022 when McDaniel got there. So people say McDaniel fixed him. He's had 12 games in 2022 with 2+ interceptions. That's laughable.
The funny thing is, he didn't fix him as much as he fixed Tua's thought of him.
Yeah.
He basically said, you know, another thing going back to, you know, my childhood. Remember Saturday Night Live, the character that would look into the mirror and said, "By gosh, people like me." That's what McDaniel did a really good job in, is making Tua realize, hey, I'm okay.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And
Thank you. Exactly right. I forget the name, whatever. But
Yes.
that's a great stat. And yeah, for him to have gone back against the reporter to say, really wild comment, I have turnovers in bunches. Well, bunches ain't one. Bunches is multiple. And now you have 6 interceptions in 2 games. And we have, I think after this game, they're probably a top 2 or 3 worst in turnover percentage. Has to be. They might even be the worst. They entered
We got Frank back with us, so let's give a second here.
Oh, floor is yours, brother.
Frank, everybody wants you to go out of here. The floor is yours, Jason. we want the real Frank here.
He's welcome to come to Canada if he wants to.
There's nothing else that can be said anymore. It's over. It is over. It's beyond over. This is as bad as it gets. This team is bad. The organization is bad. It was non-competitive today. Non-competitive. That's non-competitive. It's time to trade. Chris Greer's out there talking. We don't see any reason why we need to trade anyone. Wake up! I mean, we got Mike McDaniel fumbling his papers. We got the team. They can hold as many fucking team meetings as possible. But if the weather's not pristine, if the weather's not pristine, Tua's gonna suck. I mean, if there's one drop of rain in the forecast, it was raining, so Tua turned the ball over 4 times. Sloppy play. Offensive line. The only one who looked good out there was Devon Achane.
Yep.
As always.
And to me, Devon Achane's worth more trading him. I mean, by the time the Dolphins actually are able to field a competitive team, he's going to be too old. So, what are we doing? It's time to start trading players. I mean,
do you think tomorrow morning we should wake up and Mike McDaniel should be fired? Should that happen? Is Stephen Ross, was this it for him?
Today was a game. So that's a game that gets coaches fired. They are non-competitive. They played poor discipline. They lost 31-6 to the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns. I mean, is there any accountability with the Dolphins?
No.
I mean, at this point, it's not just accountability, it's credibility. You got to fire him to get back some credibility in this franchise.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it's a joke. It's like the Dolphins are owned by Kruger from Seinfeld there. We don't care, and it shows. I mean, Stephen Ross, this Mr. Magoo-looking motherfucker who can't see fucking 2 feet in front of his face. I mean, do you know this guy built some of the ugliest looking buildings? He's a real estate guy. He designed this building called the Vessel in New York, next to the Edge, which is also his. And it's just like
it's Hudson Yards. Hudson Yards.
Yeah.
What?
Hudson Yards. It's Hudson Yards.
Yeah. They opened it up, and within 2 weeks, people were just jumping off that, and they had to close it and have police block off it because it was everyone was just jumping off there and killing themselves this thing called the vessel. It looks ugly. It serves no utility. It's just got these stairs going everywhere. It's supposed to be like art. I mean, just like that fucking limp dick flaccid fucking logo that the Dolphins trot out on their fucking helmet every fucking week. This fucking beach Dolphin looks like it's fucking dead. I mean, this motherfucking team, and this owner does nothing. Does he care? Does he care that his team's an embarrassment? Does he care that his team didn't show up today? They didn't even show the fuck up. They were fucking embarrassing, just flat out fucking embarrassing. That was a pathetic performance on every aspect of the game. They didn't. I mean, the penalties, undisciplined penalties. Then you got the offense sucked. The offensive line sucked. Devon Achane played well, but you can only go so much far. Tua couldn't. Tua was throwing more to the fucking Browns than he was to the fucking Dolphins. Then you got Jenkins, who fucking had 2 touchdowns for the whole fucking year. I had 3 today. I mean, fucking goddamn motherfucking team just going right through him. You know what's going to happen next week when they play Bijan Robinson? You know it's going to be Bijan's going to be bygone. So, I mean, Bijan Robinson honestly might have a shot to rush for 300 yards next week. 300 yards. He might rush for 300 yards. I mean, credibility, accountability. What are we doing? Last week we had the Tua fiasco where he's throwing everyone under the fucking bus. Yeah, I tried to hold a team meeting. Nobody wanted to come to the team meeting. Well, you got a coach that basically doesn't have a fucking whistle. I mean, a good guy. I mean, we started hearing last year that players came to practice late and they started their practices late. Then we saw in the preseason where the Bears and Lions had to break off their joint practices to practice on their own because the Dolphins were so disorganized. What does it take to show Stephen Ross it's not working? Do they have to set themselves on fire, or does Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer have just the most dirt, the biggest amount of dirt, like blackmail that's just gonna fucking that their jobs are safe forever? That they know deep, dark secrets about Stephen Ross. I mean, deep, dark secrets. I mean, how else are they keeping their jobs? It's got to go. It's got to end. It's a joke. It's a nightmare. That was a non-competitive team out there. And next week they're going against one of the best running backs in the league. What do you think he's going to do? Well, what do you think's going to happen next week? I mean, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And every week, start of third quarter, when teams are supposed to come out more focused, more energetic, make adjustments, the Dolphins come out that third quarter, and it's like the coach is going in there going, you gotta go out there for 30 fucking more minutes, man. I mean, first play, pick six. I mean,
so poetic.
Yeah, Frank, we're with you. At this post-game show, I start off, and it's like you don't even know where to start. It's like forget the freaking game. You know what I mean? What happened in the game? I mean,
the wins and losses don't matter anymore.
Yeah, we know.
It's not about the future. The fact that the players that have been drafted, Chop Robinson.
Yeah, where was he?
Yeah. His nickname Pork Chop.
Yeah.
You know what it's more like? Fucking hamburger. It's fucking hamburger. Hamburger Robinson. Fucking dog food. Then we got Grant. Meanwhile, players who are drafted after them just come out really good. I don't even know the second round pick they got.
Oh, that linebacker. The linebacker they got is phenomenal. Schlesinger is like Zach Thomas all over again. He's just the Cleveland had a good draft, and look, they had Kenneth Grant's running mate over there, Mason Graham, who looked really good for the Browns. But
the Dolphins don't draft well.
Yeah, chop suey, they said.
They don't sign good players.
Frank, chop suey instead of Chop Robinson.
I mean, it is a mess. It is a mess. It is a total mess. It's not that they're just losing. They look disorganized. They look disjointed. They look like dysfunctional.
Yeah. No, I agree. So I was asking the guys before you jumped on, what do you do with Tua now? Like, and this is for everybody. You know, what do you do with Tua now, Frank? Are you?
I tell you what, Quinn Ewers didn't look much better out there. I tell you that.
He's not the answer. Let's give him a little.
No, he isn't.
Yeah.
But
anyways, well, Frank, anything else you want to get off your chest before we get? I don't want to carry on too long. Anything else you want to? Any guys? You have anything for Frank?
What do I do? What do you do with Tua? You just got to play him. There's no other way to put it. He's got to play, but you just know he's not the. He is one of the bottom 10 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, you see what Bo-Camper I said today? This is maybe the worst game I've seen by a quarterback in the National Football League. That's what former Dolphins Kim Bo-Camper said. Evan, I know you got to go, man. Take care, brother.
I mean,
we'll see you. All right.
If there's any bit of weather, he sucks. It's just a matter of fact.
Fucking blow on him. He sucks. That's it.
All right. See you guys next time.
Bad.
All right, Frank. Thank
All
you.
right,
See you
Thank
next
you,
time.
Frank. Appreciate it. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Our weekly.
Fantastic.
Frank, I should mention
that was
we
awesome.
are this post-game show is sponsored, by the way. So it might be the Frank today.
Not anymore.
Here we go.
Oh,
Rescue Tech 305 IT Services. Call.
let's go.
Call Mike at 305-504-TECH 8324. Again, 305-504-8324. Email him at mike@rescuetech305 or visit the website at rescuetech305.com. Again, let them know the Finn's Faithful podcast sent you. Hopefully, we're still sponsored after this by Rescue Tech 305 IT Services. Fellas, somebody take it away here.
Bro, you got to keep playing to him, man. You paying him way too much money, and he shouldn't have been talking all that shit.
You know,
He talked all that mess, and now he came back at it. He come out with 6 picks in 2 games. I mean, after the comments, after all the cockiness, you let them get in there, bro. Let them. Hey, if they coming to get you, they coming to get you, man. You better get it out quick. That's all I know.
Go ahead. Finish up, baby. Sorry.
But yeah, man, rest of the season, you gotta play him, bro. You paying him way too much money, man. And y'all and Frank said Quinn Ewers he threw a hospital ball to Jalen Waddle, but Tua was throw those the whole season. So it's like.
But I just want to say shout out to over the 300 people we have on all platforms. Where else you getting Frank the Tank? This is what I don't get. If you're not watching this post game show, you better be coming over on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Not only subscribe, turn on the notification button. Let you know when we go live. Give us a thumbs up. This is the post game play. If you're watching anywhere else, come on to YouTube. We got Finn Sammy from Finn's TV in the house with a nice looking hat on. We got Jason Sarni hatless. Not for much longer, Jason.
Yeah, the check's in the mail. The check's in the mail.
I promise you, it's in the mail this time. And then we got the debut Adrian. You know, you can find him on the Ready Day Pod. And I met Adrian in person. Let's just say, hey, oh, son, that made me feel good. The life of the party, the co-host.
For you, George. For you. I told you I had it right here.
What is going on?
Put it with my setup.
I
You weren't here, Jason.
I am less targeted in the hat game than Darren Waller has been.
Well, George doesn't like to pay for shipping. What can I tell you? You have to be there.
You go.
Well, I did now. Jason Sarni has a polo, and Jason, you'll have the polo. They won't. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. for your weight.
That polo's fire.
I was joking.
I like
this-
a good polo. I love a good polo.
Yeah, this is the one I wore to the event. And just to say, Adrian's the life of the party, brother. I gotta say that.
I like to have a good time, bro. You know that.
Legend.
I think
Legend.
Adrian had a good time this afternoon too. No, or
Yeah,
all right. Let's get back to some serious stuff, man. I don't even know where to go. Go ahead. So, go ahead.
I was joking that with Adrian that we're gonna have a new podcast after yours called After the L, and basically
After
we're
the
having
L.
the podcast. You have half of the screen is in favor, half of the thing is After the L because it for sure was an L, so we're doing After the L. The After the L segment on
Jason,
the
anything on McDaniel yet? Anything? Any expert from McDaniel's press conference? Have you found anything?
I didn't see anything
Not
yet.
yet. I know he's. I saw somebody tweet that it looked like he was going after Tua pretty hard.
Really?
No, I hope so.
It does seem that Tua also made, some accountability comments. Also, it looks like he was blaming some other things on some people. I do not know what has been said enough to really comment on it or discuss it, but it's happening right now, of course. But
What did he have to lose? He's already losing all the games. Losing the locker room. What else? Just go after everybody.
I mean, that plane ride home. Oh my God, that's not gonna be fun. I mean, that might be bad.
I would love to be there.
You can tell these guys. I don't know if you guys can tell. Forget about what I was told. You can just tell. George is saving the best for last. Sarnia. That's my brother.
There you go.
Remember my brother over there, Adrian?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking beast.
I'm saving the best for last, right? We'll go with that. I will say, Sammy does have the rare 1-of-1 hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He got that trucker.
He got that.
That trucker hat.
Yeah, I'm looking for something.
Take it on the road.
What's out of this game? What surprised you the most that they didn't do well? Like watching this game, what was it like? You said, "Damn, this is bad." Was it McDaniel going for it and couldn't get the play in on time? And you said, Jason, what did you say that they could have challenged it? Because I thought he.
For anyone who's joined in, I thought that Gordon might have gotten the ball across. So instead of calling a timeout, think it over. Why don't you throw the damn red challenge flag? So at this point, you could talk it over for free. And if you lose the challenge, well, there's the timeout. But at least you're acting like you give a shit. And let me tell you, he would have won that darn challenge.
Yes, he would have.
Gordon got over the line. So, not saying that would have gotten the win. 100% not saying that. But these are the little things that you look for if someone is capable of being a head coach. And I said several weeks in a row that he is most likely a better offensive coordinator than he is a head coach. And he's only done the offensive coordinator role 1 year. This man was not ready to lead a football team from every aspect. And we are seeing it in every aspect.
Yeah. Evan said that he said they were not ready. Mike, well, no shit, Mike. I mean, really? And that's on you. You know what I mean? Like, that's on you, man. The players were not ready. And here's the problem. If we do fire McDaniel, and we don't know what's going to happen, is it Weaver? Because Weaver's coaching has been just as bad, if not worse. And we showed you on Countdown to Game Day, Jason, all the run fits in the technique stuff. I will say, I thought they played the run better with a few exceptions of that big run. I thought they played the run. Do you guys agree they played the run a little better, Sammy? Or Adrian, whoever wants to hop in on that.
Adrian, go ahead.
I mean, no, but yeah, we saw more tackles for losses.
I noticed
than we have a couple times in previous game. Yeah, they were running into a wall a few times, but I mean, it was still they wore us down early, and we.
Was that a Jonah? Was that a Jonah block on the second level, Sonny? Did you see that?
I did see that. That was a block. But he also got ran over later in the game, so that just negates. But
I'll take it back.
I want to, before I forget, I think you were about to ask, what do they do if they fire McDaniel?
Yeah.
And an option that I'm curious to see if it would happen. Look, when you have an organizational chart and someone's your assistant head coach, technically that person should be the elevated new head coach. And that's John Embry, who's the tight ends coach / assistant head coach. Now, if you're going to make that move, that would at least make sense. But I don't know what you do here overall, because the defense has been abysmal. You can make an argument that Weaver should be fired. Bad thing is, no one is even close to being ascended to defensive coordinator. I mean, who are you going to put? You know, I literally, who are you going to put? And I don't think that there's anybody who could handle that at the moment. So you might have to just run with Weaver, no pun intended, and let the run dominate the run. But if you have an assistant head coach and your head coach is in the fireable realm, it is logic to make that move. And then next, it's literally a lame duck situation where you know you're not going to make him the head coach. You know someone's got to get through the year. And I don't think this guy's going to pull a Dan Campbell where he's getting this team 7 wins. You know what I mean? It's just someone to ride out the wave. And from an organizational human resources standpoint, if your controller quits, the assistant controller takes over by default. So that's just A to B to C to D there. That's just one.
No, nobody's getting this team to 7 wins. No
Correct.
one.
Correct.
At all. This team's so bad, man. Too many problems, like all over the place. Just when you think they corrected one, they just get worse in it. That's what's been happening the whole season. It's just getting worse and worse. And yeah, man, just like everybody keeps saying, man. I like what he's saying. We got to stop. It doesn't serve any purpose for Mike McDaniel to get fired. Yeah, you saying it'll send a message and all that, but what's it gonna do? And realistically, like, we're not gonna win any more games. This team is just so bad. And then when you really think about it, like, who else you gonna put? You think winning one or two more games on top of what I don't even think we get into 4 wins, but on top of that is gonna make our draft any better, or the off season any better? Like, it's nobody's gonna want to come and play here unless we get a really tough head coach that's well respected around the league.
I got a name.
Yeah,
I got a name for a coach.
I mean, and what's up?
I couldn't agree. We're gonna break the curse. Let's bring back Shula. This guy's a defensive coach. He's been with McVay. Maybe this breaks it, man. Like, and you got an advantage. You would think this guy wants to go full circle, and coach the Miami Dolphins like the family, in Don Shula. So I want to get your guys' opinion. Sam, I know you got it here soon. They'll start with you. Your opinion on Coach Shula, a coaching option. It's a name I saw thrown out there. The Gruden stuff I don't want. The Rex Ryan stuff I don't want. A guy like Shula, I just think it fits like a glove. And I think he'd want to be here. Because he's going to be a hot name. They reported it today, Jason. Guys, I think he's a guy to keep an eye on. Their defense, they played well against the Jaguars. Sammy, your thoughts on that? We'll go around after Sammy.
I don't know enough about him as to tell you that he should be the option or not. For me, a first-time coach has to have the ability to create a coaching staff, because last time, I'm not saying Flores was a good defensive coordinator. Was some of his way to command the team I did not agree with, but his doom was basically he could not build a staff. He did not have enough connections. Coming from the Patriots way, he didn't know how to go outside that realm to find coaches. So it's important for me, someone who has experience enough to build a coaching staff, to build it well. So I would not tell you right now it will be a bad or good option. But for me, the experience makes me kind of queasy, because I would like someone with a little bit more experience, probably a former head coach or something like that can come be this team that basically can bring even his own general manager. So, someone like Shula, of course, is going to track a lot of interviews, probably going to get a head coaching job. Maybe this year, not this year, but maybe the next. but the ability to be the coaching staff is one of the key ingredients for me on hiring the next head coach of the Dolphins.
Any final thoughts, Sam, before we let you go?
We have how many weeks? More weeks of this? 12 more weeks of this.
Good luck, right?
I was checking when the bye week is, and lucky us, the bye week's mid-November, so it's basically a month away. At least, I always say on Fins TV, at least we have each other. So let's write it.
How long is that going to last after this? How long is that going to last?
Like Eddie Chapman said, not for long, but we'll try our best.
All right, we'll see you later. Thanks, Sammy.
See you guys.
All right.
Love you, Sammy.
I was reading some of the quotes, guys. DSG says, shout out, we got over 334 people on all platforms here. Make sure you guys coming over, drop those likes, and also leave a description on the video below. Get in the chat, vent with us, man. We got Adrian from Rainy Day Pod, my co-host and co-pilot, Mr. Jason Sarney. And if you didn't see Frank the Tank, there was a lot of F's and a lot of F's. F's. He went on one.
We gave the team all F's for this game.
F's.
All F's.
Yeah. F. It didn't end in just the F, though.
F grades and F bombs.
There was a U in there, right? All right, I want to read you guys some of McDaniel's quotes after the game. This is from Joe Shad, if I can find it here. Okay, so give me 1 second. Yeah. So here's some of the quotes. We don't have the video yet. McDaniel is asked about his job security. He said it's offensive to all parties involved to focus on anything other than coaching this team for as long as he's coaching this team. That's where his concern lies. He said no one is spared of accountability. We all have to look into the mirror. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure he said that with a ton of ums in between that. He said the guys are tired of they want to effing win, okay? He said that. He said the effort was there. The effort was there. The execution and discipline, these things lead to losing games. So he's basically saying they play with effort, but no execution and discipline. I didn't see the effort. I don't know what he's watching. We'll change our style of play if we have to, McDaniel says. What the hell does that mean? The tape never lies. Well, probably 20 plays that were self-inflicted wounds. We have a lot of work to do. This was a step back, blah, blah, blah. Tua, not happy, not proud of where I am with my play, with how I've gone things about this year. I have to be better. Tua on the benching. Head boss's decision. He made that decision. Did you see it as a bench or the game was out of hand?
Yeah.
Both.
I don't consider that.
Yeah.
Both.
Jason, go ahead.
Both. I mean, he wasn't doing anything remotely good. You also have to consider the health of him. You know, it all goes into part of the problem that he's not the solution or one of the solutions for the problem. And Quinn Ewers did not go in and look any better, 7th-round quarterback, versus your $200+ million quarterback, who you have to protect in a bad weather game that's out of hand, who threw 3 interceptions. So it could be a lot of factors, but nothing's right here. Nothing is right here. And even I'll read a quick, just to go a little bit off tangent with the similar. McDaniel said this is going to be an important work week for a few Dolphins players in the coming week. Now, here's the full quote via Marcel Louis-Jacques from 15, 20 minutes ago. McDaniel, if you are negatively impacting the team routinely, I have no choice but to assess a different player. And I have to coach a lot better as well. Now, that could be said for a number of different players, but this smells like Tua.
He's talking about Tua.
This smells like Tua. I mean, this smells like Tua right now.
Well, look, they're pointing the fingers recently. All that crap you see from Pelissaro talking about, hey, Mike, Mike's got, he's got a quarterback where he can't do everything. It's a liability. He's got a quarterback who can't get hit. Where do you think that's coming from? It's this now. This has happened all over the place in the organization. This is what we had a show last week or the week before called The Beginning of the End. This is what it looks like. And we thought rock bottom was here. My feet are getting hurt with the gravel. I'm feeling it.
Not to tell you or not to take a line from our boys at the fish tank when they do, I tried to tell y'all, and I'm quoting them and citing them because that's their thing. And I'm sorry to steal this, but I tried to tell y'all it wasn't last week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
steal it. People steal from us all the time. Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
It might not be here now. Like right now, we're our heels are on it. Like our heels are on it, but we might not have the full foot on it right now. We're thinking and we're touching the rock, but you can now limbo under this rock bottom in a week or two because that's on the way. I mean,
and we need to. I feel like we need to just go all the way, crash this thing, bro. That's the only way real change is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes and wins next week, then what? Then he gets to keep his job
it's
for the rest of the season.
We
You
got
know what I'm saying?
criticized.
I don't know, but let it go, man.
We got criticized for that Tua to blame episode. We don't look too dumb right now, do we? I told you it's the beginning of the end. I'm a guy.
Don't say anything about Tua.
Yeah, look, I'm a guy who's very fair and objective, right? We put on a show with passion. I feel like we're knowledgeable. I do a ton of research. Jason does. We don't just talk without talking. When I tell you these players don't like each other, trust me, I'm hearing for someone who you can take that to the bank. And they don't. You see how they play. I'm not saying they hate each other, but they're just not in sync. You know, they're not going bowling together. You know what I mean? Put it that way.
Yeah.
It's a few of those guys. But let me tell you, this team, they just don't know. I don't know how to explain this without saying it, giving up too much information. Forget about it. I'll say this. We had that episode about Tua, and I told you when I know it, I'll tell you. I see it, I say it. It was the beginning of the end. No matter what happens here, the Tua, the McDaniel, the McGreer experiment is over. If they want to slice it and cover it up with cover up the black eye with some makeup, put lipstick on the pig, go ahead. But it's over. Yeah. And that's the thing that frustrated me when we did that show. I've been so fair and objective on Tua and these players because I'm about the logo, not the name on the back. And it's very clear. We're just kicking the things down the road. This is why I don't understand Mr. Rock doesn't make a move. How do you think he's going to get out of this? It's like he murdered somebody. They found the murder weapon. They arrested him. His DNA matches, but they think they're going to get away with the murder. Like, there's no way out. You know what I mean? It's guilty as charged. There's no way out. And Sammy brings up per David Furones in the CBS postgame show. Kim Booker said he saw Dolphins owner Stephen Ross, the CEO, Tom Garfinkel walking down the hall, not looking happy. Do something about it. I've heard this before. You don't look happy? Do something about it. Because guess what? Guys who do the podcast, all three of us, and the people, over 350 people we have watching, in the hundreds of thousands of fans, they're not happy either. It's our time. Put it in.
Do y'all see any world that they fire Weaver before McDaniel?
I was going to ask you guys that. Is there a world something else happens? Again, doesn't make sense, but it doesn't matter. But I do see that world. Jason.
That's a scapegoat firing. And I don't know if it's the first fair one, but it's something that it wouldn't shock me and I think would be a very small step in a direction. Not the right direction, a direction, meaning that there is the guillotine is falling.
Yeah.
And you have to do something to get beyond the status quo. But again, as I referenced earlier, who replaces Weaver on this staff, I really don't know. So
yeah, that's the problem.
But if you also want to look, and this is not going to happen, but if you look to why there has been a problem for 2.5 decades, it's the guy in the building who's putting the groceries on the stove and in the fridge and in the cupboard for all these cooks to work with. And I don't know that he's firing Chris Greer. So this is a very, very difficult spot for everyone involved. But again, I just think something has to happen for the sake of, as I referenced before, the customers. We are customers, paying customers, constituents, whatever word you want to use, and we're pissed.
Will Weaver firing be like a Greer decision, or you think that's Mike McDaniel just trying to save his ass? Oh, the defense hasn't done nothing the whole season.
Mike McDaniel has no say in this. This is not a say, because if Mike McDaniel is going to go in and say, we need to get rid of Weaver. Anybody who's got any intelligence to be like, how are you saying that when anyone could turn around and say, we got to get rid of you? So I don't think that he has any right. I don't think he has any right to say that. But there's got to be.
Oh, he ain't got the balls to go walk up to Weaver and be like, "Hey, man, you're out of here."
Right.
This will
Gonna
be
be some
just
furniture moving in there, boy.
if that happens, right? They do Weaver first. That's just Ross knowing he doesn't want to, for some reason, wants to hold on to Mike, and this is Mike. He thinks it might please the fans, which it won't. Fans don't even care about Anthony Weaver right now. He's as big as a problem, but they want bigger fish to fry. They want Greer and McDaniel's head on a platter. And I don't blame them. Here's a couple. Here's a few clips of Mike at the podium talking about personnel issues. Let me bring that up.
Strap in, guys.
Strap in, fellas. Strap in.
Real quick, Tony. Firing does not mean I want them to win games. Like that. That does not mean
no.
It
not
does
at
not
all.
mean
yes, it's nothing to do with that.
It does not
it's about
mean
the
that
statement.
at all.
It's a statement you got to make.
It's a statement. It's telling the fans we are wrong. We are starting to fix it because this is
not acceptable.
Not acceptable at all. And in no way, shape, or form do I think that an interim head coach, or do I want an interim head coach to win 4 or 5 more games. That's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
So if you have to scapegoat, I'm on board for that in just the design and the thought of it. But in no way am I wanting a Dan Campbell situation to say, oh, you know what would be great right now? Let's rattle off 4 wins out of the next 7 games. No.
That was the last time we fired a coach in the middle of the season, right? In season.
The Campbell
was the Dan Campbell situation?
Campbell was the last one.
No, I think he was the one before that, right? I'm not sure. I'm mixing up.
Right, they're all.
But it has not happened in a while.
Dan Campbell was Philbin. He
took over from Philbin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So.
All right, I want to throw a couple clips here. I can get them up here.
No, you sound like him.
Don't say that.
I mean, if you are negatively affecting the football team routinely, I don't have a choice but to, assess a different player, and I have to coach a lot better as well. So we need, we're going to find out who and what we're made of. I mean, if you
He's fighting for his life.
And here's him on Tua's struggles.
You go to a game, you fully know that you have the capability to win and get handed a very, very humbling loss. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Guys need to be professionals. Guys need to step up to the plate. And every person, on our team, if you're saying it's not me, it's you. That's what I told the team. That's what I have to subscribe to, and we will be diligent in our both our cleanup of this game and the opponent for next week, because you're just not going to win games, and our team, we say we want to win games, so we have to do the things necessary to win games. Until that happens, we will lose games.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him.
I feel bad for him, yes. And I hearing that, I mean, if you want to read him between the lines, I think he's directly putting that on Tua. And I'm going to say good for him to come on out of the show and really, really say that. I'm not giving him a pass, but I'm giving him credit for saying what he just said and what you just put on up there, George.
I agree. I think that the in-house blame game has already started. I think Mike knows that he can't justify the play anymore. And speaking of Tua, let's play Tua's comments.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear Tua. And apparently he took a little more accountability. So let's see. Find it. This is why when you're using Twitter we're live, people.
happy, not proud of where I'm at with my play, with how I've gone about things this year. I know I got to be a lot better, and I've been better for the Miami Dolphins years past, but this isn't years past. This is this year, right? And just trying to maneuver everything and trying to build a collection of guys to kind of bring along with me, and I got to be able to multitask, if that makes sense. Be able to do that, and while doing that, kind of continue to get the whatever it was last year and the years prior for myself to get going again.
He's dead.
I mean, he's not the same guy. That's pretty clear. Anything? What do you take away from these two guys talking? More accountability. Hats off to McDaniel on that one. Tua looks like he took. Anything surprised you in these clips? We'll start with you, Adrian.
I think Mike McDaniel showed some nuts for the first time. I mean, as far as I've seen in his press conferences. So I'm glad to hear that, but it might be too little, too late. You should have did this, after the Colts lost. But I think he was directly.
Yes.
I think we all agree that he was directly talking to Tua because he's been a problem this season. And the Tua comments, we all kind of see he just don't seem like he's the same guy. Maybe
Mentally or
going through
physically?
some mental things that's bothering him. But yeah, man, I've been out on Tua the player for a while now, so it just sounds like his confidence is, it's on a tailspin. So hopefully, Mike McDaniel sticks to his word and actually holds people accountable and actually does something, because he's going to need some type of change if he wants to even try to save his job. But I think it's too little, too late.
Jason, anything? McDaniel, right? That's the one that stuck out. I thought we all agree that was a shot across the deck there at Tua, and good for him. Tua is not playing well. He's got to be. He's 1 of 53, and he's got to show accountability for that locker room.
I agree, and Adrian, you said it extremely eloquently, and I really can't add to it. That was dead on. That was perfect.
We'll end with fact or fiction. Rob, yours starts next week. For me, fiction.
No.
I don't think it's the right move yet. It just doesn't make sense unless Tua has some injury thing. He just looks broken all over the place. A mental, physical. He's not the same guy. Look, whether you have been a Tua fan or not, you guys both agree there's something different about him this year. And we've gone through it, Jason. Is he an aging 27? When he came out the hip, they said it's a good 5 to 8 years. Are we on that timeline? But he's just not the same. I'll go fiction. Jason?
Yeah, I'll go fiction. I mean, if you're going to look to start Ewers on the road when all the chips are down, you're asking for a really slippery slope for the development of a young kid. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're literally telling the kid, all right, we're tanking, we're going to throw you out to the Wolves, or the Falcons more specifically, and they're just going to pick you apart. So just good luck. So at this point, you might as well.
Not yet. But
you know what? I mean, what McDaniel should honestly do is go up to Tua and say, look, man, last 2 games, you've been dog shit. How are you going to respond? Yeah. You're going up against a lefty second-year quarterback. You just lost to a rookie lefty. All right? So how are you going to respond? And then just walk away. So I think it's fiction, Rob. It's a great question. It's allowed to be asked. But if you lose to the Falcons, you're 1-7, and then you go up against 3 teams that really should pummel the ever-living crap out of you. Maybe save the Ravens because they're just not looking like the Ravens. But this is a bad situation, and I don't expect Tua to turn it around next week, but I'd love to see him try. I would love to see how he responds to both himself, to McDaniel, and God knows who's going chest to chest with him this week. Yeah. Seriously.
Before we get to your fact or fiction, Adrian, you know what I noticed as we saw in this game. Teams are not afraid to blitz anymore. Tyreek's not there. The gravity that Tyreek created, you're seeing it. You know what I mean? How much Tyreek meant to this passing game. It's not the catches he had. It's the attention he pulls. It's like you're a Heat fan. Hey, do you remember Duncan Robinson? The gravity Duncan Robinson pulled in those Bam Adebayo, DHO dribble handoffs. You know, it's kind of like that's the gravity that Tyreek created. You're seeing it. They were coming. They smelled it, man. The Browns smelled it. They were bringing corner blitzes and everything off the edge. But yeah, fact or fiction, viewers. No, right? You don't think he starts next year?
Yeah, no, definitely not. $52 million for a quarterback.
Yes.
He sinks with the ship. That's it.
Yep.
If you ask me this in like week 15
Yeah.
or 16, then I'll be like, all right,
We're sitting there 2-12. Okay, let's have the
we
conversation.
We will.
Jason, we got to run
I
up our
don't know who that second win's coming against, but it ain't gonna be next week.
Who's your favorite college quarterback? Mendoza.
I
want somebody athletic though.
This is not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But timing, location in real estate, but in football, timing. And this is not time for an Andrew Luck draft. You know, there is not a surefire, franchise-defining quarterback where people are clamoring for the tank for. There's guys who could be acceptable, and there's like 5 of them. You know, I love the fact, from a marketing standpoint, I happen to be a marketing, advertising kind of guy. I love that. Mendoza being a hometown kid, throwing up the picture of him and his brother, with the Miami jerseys. If I was the CMO, chief marketing officer, I'd be licking my chops for that. But is he the right guy fundamentally? Now, from a statuesque, prototypical build of a quarterback, 6'4" and change, 200 plus pounds, he could use his legs. Is the arm strength there? Jury's still out. Is the overall accuracy still there? I think so. You know what I mean? But I like Mendoza. But do I like him enough to say he is a surefire no-brainer? I don't think we could say that for anybody right now. So do you wait a year and do you use every bit of asset to strengthen up the offensive line? Get a surefire lockdown cornerback. Get a tall wide receiver, a safety, more outside linebacker. There are 7 positions that this team needs to start right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
here's my theory on that when it comes to draft. If you're in the top 5 and you think a guy is pretty close to being a guy, you got to go quarterback. Like, you almost have to, or left tackle, but you have to. I think if you think a guy, and sometimes you even got to force it a little bit. I mean, because you're not going to be, look, we talk about it. Oh, we're going to tank. It's very hard to get a top 3 pick in the NFL, unless you're like, the teams that can do it. But it's hard, right? It's not easy. You don't know. You win a couple games here, you're picking 8, and that's the difference between, a guy like, one of the top guys, or we know what happened, the Tua draft. Nobody knows. We know what happened. But like, there's a couple guys. Mateer, I like. He's got that swag to him. He's got that it factor. And he's got something to him. Like Baker's got something to him. He's a guy. You know what I mean? Like I always say in scouting, I usually can look right away, and I don't make my mind up about a player. But I can tell if he's got certain things to come. I always say, when you come out of the elevator from college to the pros, what does it look like? What do you look like? God, I'm getting goosebumps. We're going back to our draft show. This is kind of like how I talk at the draft show, and you see the passion come out. But what I say is, when you get out of the elevator, have I seen that before? I do that in my head mentally. Have I seen what this looks like before? And what Mateer have, it's called Baker Mayfield. Mendoza, I'm not sure about. He's one I got to really dig. It looks good on Saturdays. And I like what I see. He made a beautiful pass yesterday. And Sellers is a guy I like because why? Physicality. I want a guy who looks the part, who we can take the hits, can run, can be physical, can go hand-to-hand with Josh Allen in that type of physical style game. He would have been good in a game like today. So that'll be interesting, but we'll have a lot more shows on that. I appreciate everybody who joined us. We've gone about an hour and 24 minutes. This was a statement of rock bottom, but a statement where Stephen Ross has got to hit his head against the wall and say, I can make excuses, but this game is the one I think breaks it. And I hope –
need to hit somebody else's head against the wall.
He said it best. mid-season draft shows start now. We might. Yes. Stay tuned. But Jason said the best when he says, firing McDaniel is not that I want them to win more games. It's nothing to do with wins and losses. If you're a bad football team, you're a bad football team. You can't predict that. These guys don't get paid. They don't go out there trying to lose games. This is their profession. They put stuff on tape for other teams to see for their next team. All right, it's hard to do that. But it's about the statement that for the fans that enough's enough. And because they're going to make changes. But I said on last show, we're going to find out pretty early if it's the right changes. Because if they do a fire McDaniel, promote Greer with some weird title and new position, and bring in Champ Kelly, whatever his name is, from the scouting, did a half-ass measure. You're not going to get the best guy. If you clean house, reset, are bad, and the name I gave you, the Shula kid, and you draft a Mendoza, let's say, okay, and you have a new GM, and you change the paint color, the guy scanning your ticket on the way in is different, who cleans the bathroom's different, the trainers, everything. The scouting department needs a whole reset. Then we will know if it's going to work out. Because if it doesn't, unfortunately, the merry-go-round of mediocrity, I say again, we'll be sitting here doing the same thing in 4 years.
I'll put it in real estate terms for anybody who likes this stuff. And I've worked in, and I'm going back to work pretty much in the real estate world. I used to be a recruiter.
You still will be part of the
Yes, I am a recruiter. I look for people to have jobs in the real estate and financial realm of things. So if there's an organization, let's call it a related company, whether it's commercial or residential real estate, and things are wrong in the portfolio. What I mean by portfolio is your buildings, you have property managers. If the same complaint from your tenants are that the property managers are not doing this is poor, the garbage is not collected. If you just let the thing sit, people are going to move out. They're going to want to break their lease. They're going to want to get out of there as soon as possible. Now, if the owner says and sends an email or a memo, we have fired our property manager and we are bringing in a new one. We have added a position of director of a custodial director. If they're making any type of a move that says, we hear you, we are taking the necessary steps to fix it, even if it's renovating the laundry room. You have to make some sort of announcement to show your tenants who are paying you to have your service or to live in your building that you are taking the necessary steps, even if it's something so small. If you don't do anything, you're going to have to expect people to leave. And that's what's going to happen when empty seats. And that's what's going to happen when you're not selling enough rivalry jerseys. And that's what's going to happen. And you know who I feel bad for? And George, I know that we say this. Adrian, we say fire everyone. I feel bad. And I used to work for the New York Mets in ticketing. I used to make those calls asking people to renew for the New York Mets in 2008, 2009, going into a new building. I had to make those calls. You're asking these people who are tireless workers for the Dolphins ticketing, pleading and begging to their own control. Whatever they can control is their skill on the phone. They're not the ones who's going to send gifts to the, season ticket holder. They're not the one that's going to draft or make the right trade. Their job is to talk you off the ledge. Their job is to upsell you. Their job is to get that place filled come hell or high water. You want MVPs.
Everybody's jumping, Jason.
Those are MVPs. I'll tell you right now.
I jumped.
Staff who get on the phone to try to talk people into getting to this, and you're also asking them to fill a seat for tennis, concerts, Formula One. Those things have to be separated. Part of that portfolio, and to go back to this, and I'll get off the high horse here on the soapbox. If Ross makes an announcement that we are splitting the portfolio, person A has nothing to do with football. Person B now has everything to do with everything other than football. That's a step in the right direction. If Ross says, I am selling a portion of this to this person who comes from this football background, and I'm going to focus more on building the entertainment, the other sports side of things, that's a step in the right direction. If none of these things are even happening at minimum, the fault is the owner. And he has the power right now, the only person to talk people off the ledge by doing something. All I ask, something. I'm from New York. Most of these Dolphins, so many Dolphin fans are out of towners. And I'm sorry again, back on the soapbox, but it's easy when you're a fan. And I'm not saying this offensively. It's easy when geographically you live in South Florida and you've been born into it and you get it on local television. Back in 1990, 93, 95, I had to pray that they played the Jets twice a year or get a bye week game where I was able to watch the game. So many folks have loved this team because of either Dan Marino, because of the 70s, the undefeated team, the championships, going to a Super Bowl, Don Shula. You're going to lose the next generation. I live in Philadelphia. I moved here 7 years ago. I told my children, you could go whatever way you want. Hot flash, guys. I live in Philadelphia. They've seen a team that they've rooted for win a Super Bowl. And I'm not calling them diehard Eagle fans, but I said that they can go their own way. I took my younger brother down with me. He's still a diehard Dolphin fan. He took my nephew down with him. He loves Jalen Waddle, poor kid.
Yeah. You're saying this, if they had a choice for a number 1 jersey, might not be a Tua, it might be another one. Starts with the H and Hurts, right? Hurts is number 1 right now. No, I'm thinking it's
Hurts is.
I agree with you. And like you, Jason, Adrian, people watching, we've gave a lot of good time and years to this team, man. This team is like in a relationship. I've seen it posted a lot on Twitter. It's so true. It's time they give some back to us, man. It's not about firing Mike McDaniel because we won't win. It's time they give something back to us. We deserve it, man. And unfortunately, this all lays on the hands of Stephen Ross. And my gut tells me, I'm always truthful that it's not going to turn around till it's not going. I think that's the problem. It's a domino of decisions that just have been the wrong ones, and it continues to happen. And if they don't get rid of McDaniel soon, it's going to continue to happen. Not that they'll bring him back, but it has to be done. And all right, Adrian, give me your final thoughts here, man. We're going to head out of here. What's your final thoughts?
I just think it needs to get worse before it gets better. That's it. Love my team. We all do, but it's gotta get real bad before it gets better. So I'm all for it. I'm gonna treat it like I'm watching comedy movies now. That's it, man. But thanks for having me on for real. First time on here. Jason, yeah, love you too, brother.
You're part of the
yeah, it was awesome hanging out with you, bro. You a dog, George. You a dog.
We'll save those for off air, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We appreciate it, Jason. Anything you want to close out on?
I mean, just I don't speak another language. I like to speak in pop culture. That's my other language. And to bring another pop culture movie reference, it's always darkest before the dawn. And right now we are closing in on Pitch Black. Okay, so the sun will rise again. It's up to Stephen Ross when he's going to flip the switch.
That man. Oh my God,
for a
love
while.
it.
I can say it's been dark for a while. We need the sun. All right, fellas. We'll be back most likely Wednesday. Jason and I, we got to talk about the time. We should have a special guest. We're going to dive deep into this. And if we decide to go live sooner, if there's breaking news, McDaniel's firing or Weaver, we'll hop back on and we'll do it again. We'll be with this. So stay with the Finn's Faithful podcast. We say we're all in. What do you get, Frank the Tank and all 22 and Jason's movie reference and all that good stuff? We'll be here on the Finn's Faithful podcast. We appreciate you guys for joining us. It's a tough time to be a Dolphin fan, but I always say we're in this together. So we appreciate it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you this week at some time, most likely Wednesday, unless some firing happens that we have to pop in live. For Adrian, for Jason, for also, I guess we have Finn Sammy, Finn Stando was on, and of course our weekly segment of Frank the Tank. Go back and watch this.
Bro, you got to splice that and put it on. That was you.
We got to talk about that. A must watch, though. A must watch. Go back and watch. Thank you guys. Don't forget to drop the likes, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment on if you liked what you liked about the episode, what you didn't, you want to vent, leave it on the description box below and check us out. As always, guys, for Adrian, Jason, and myself, we are out. Stay safe. Fins up, fellas.